Hello everyone, welcome back to the Aussie Dude channel. It's good to be back. So today my film review is going to be based on the Assassin's Creed film starring Michael Fassbender, Jeremy Irons, Marion Cotillard and also Brendan Gleeson, who played Michael Fassbender's father. Basically it's definitely based on the video game Assassin's Creed of 1, 2 and 3. Unity, one of the popular ones. Most popular one was the London era, which is Syndicate. And also, one of the other popular ones of all time is Black Flag at the Pirate era. So basically, today the film itself was directed by Justin Cazale, who's a fantastic. He's one of the directors that first came onto the idea of actually doing the video game franchise, turn it into a film. Like also how they did like Resident Evil, how they completed that into 6 films. So basically, this film's based more on the methodology of how the Assassins were created, and obviously their continuous battle against the Templars throughout time. Main storyline really, this is around the time of the Spanish Inquisition, so around 1942. Michael Fassbender plays the main character, Cameron Lynch, and his father, Brendan Gleeson, he plays his father. Basically, Brendan Gleeson is actually an assassin who protects Callum by telling him to run, who runs away from Jeremy Irons, who's actually the head of the Animus Project for the Templars front. So he's the head of the Templars at the time, who runs the Animus Project. The Animus Project is basically on going back through time through DNA samples of a bloodline, to reanimate memories of a descendant. So the descendant of Callum is Aguilar, who was actually accepted into the Creed back in 1492 whilst searching for the Apple of Eden, which is a weapon the Templars wanted to use to destroy free will and obviously stop violence, everything altogether. So basically this will bring society to a standstill, and obviously everything will just be very, very neutral. Basically Callum, in 1986, Callum's mother was killed by his own father, and basically Callum was told to run away from Jeremy Irons and character Alan Rickman, who's the Templars front. Next thing, in 2016, Callum is sentenced to death, and obviously, other sign of that, he is brought back to a facility in Madrid, Spain, where Alan's daughter Marion is actually the head of the Animus Project, wanted to use Callum, whose actual descendant originally gave the Apple of Eden or hid it from someone altogether. So eventually, going through time, Callum has gone through the Animus Project 3 times, I think. First time he completely was they call it synchronization. His whole memory was in synchronization with Aguilar, his ancestor. So basically what happened the first time was he found someone linked to the Templars, and then he was captured at a witch burning stand. And then the third time he actually found the Apple of Eden with his friend, who actually finally tracked it down to a priest who was head of the Templars at the time. The whole plot eventually leads to a bleeding effect. Basically, after the second attempt using the Animus Project, Callum starts to get more of actions and actually more memories to Aguilar's background. So he starts to fight like him. He starts to remember everything of what he does. So basically, Callum takes on his fighting stance with the blades, obviously his karate, his free jumping, obviously, and also the most important action of all, the leap of faith, which is the assassin's signature move to get away from enemies if they're on a high building, just to get away, because obviously they to land into a bunch of hay. Eventually, it leads to the point where Callum is also in contact with descendants of other assassins whose descendants were part of the same creed at the same time. But it was only after the first attempt on Animus that Callum starts to realise, wow, there's actually people here who are descendants of the creed itself. He decides to actually help the Templars in the end, to get the Apple of Eden. But this is the funny thing. Eventually, Animus Project is shut down after Callum does the leap of faith. And then after the leap of faith is conducted, the Elemental Project is on a standstill. Callum is in the middle of the room, and basically all these projections of the actual creed itself, like original elders, original members, even like Alec Rickton, the Templar head, and his daughter are actually watching everything that's going on. At the meantime, the other descendants are fighting their way through to get to Callum so they can protect him, obviously get the Apple of Eden back. At this point in the film, the Apple of Eden's found by the Templars, and then they hold their conference call in London. And in London, eventually Callum decides, do you know what, it's time to take up the mantelpiece and be an assassin. And two other people, the descendants, actually survived. So it got to the point where he does recover the Apple of Eden. But this is the big shocker. Spoiler alert. He actually gave the Apple of Eden to the guy that actually discovered America, Christopher Columbus, around 1492, just before America was decided, or before he was setting sail. So eventually, at the turning point, Callum is down on the roof, and that is the end of the film. On a scale of 1 to 10, IMDb gave it 5.9 out of 10. I mean, it's really hard to turn a gaming franchise like Resident Evil, and also Assassin's Creed into a film, because obviously you've got to think all the characters have got to be based in the film. It can't just be based on this. Just be based on one thing. I think the good idea about this was based on the terminology, going back to the roots, how it all started. Because bear in mind, there've been about maybe 9-10 copies of Assassin's Creed, maybe more actually. Obviously there were sequels as well, like the Revolution in China, and also the most popular one many people still play is actually Black Flag. It gave it 5.9 out of 10 because due to the fact that it only gained half the budget, it only gained half the stuff. I think it was $250 million against its 125 million worldwide budget, so it didn't get very good reviews. It was very negative. For me, I would say for a gaming film, definitely, I'll probably say 6 out of 10. So I do agree with them on that. Idea. I think if they stuck to the original idea with the films, with like original characters from the games, and actually followed on like 1, 2, and 3, that would have been a good step up. But then, yet again, it's really hard to keep track of a franchise. So in this case, I can understand why they gave 6 out of 10. They have got an idea of a sequel. Basically, the idea was that after the first one, with the methodology actually explained, they wanted to go back to the era of the Cold War. So basically, with Cold War with Russia and America, which will be interesting because I don't think there's been playing any game yet for Assassin's Creed, part of the trilogy. If I'm wrong, let me know. Please drop me a message. So yeah, guys, I do recommend to watch it. If you're not into gaming that much, maybe not, but I would suggest maybe it's a good historical film. It's based on the Spanish Inquisition, basically, and it's a continuous battle between assassins and the Templars, which in some aspects is quite a very heavily influenced subject to talk about. And yeah, it's very, very intense, I'll probably say. If you think it's good, go ahead and watch it. I watched it because I thought I'd never seen it before. First time watching it, I thought, do you know what? It wasn't a bad way to go. So yeah, guys, I give it 6 out of 10. That's my Aussie review. My next review is going to be based on I don't know what film I'm going to decide yet, so I'll let you guys know in advance. But if you have any suggestions, let me know on my channel, or just give me a suggestion on my YouTube channel, AussieDude25. I'm going to upload both my reviews for Assassin's Creed and also Logan, which I did last night. So please leave me some comments, and please subscribe to my channel. Have a good evening, guys, and wish you all the best. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.